and welcome to Technology Tap. I'm Professor JRod. So, on this episode, I wanted to talk to you about getting that special gift for that person on that gadget person for Christmas. If you're still undecided on what to buy them, I think I might have a great gift for them. All right. Welcome to episode 4. Early this year, I wanted to get something so that my Wi Fi at home works better. I tried a wireless extender before, and while it was okay, it still had its limitations. One big thing is I could not use the wireless in the backyard. So, in the summertime, if you wanted to watch Netflix from our projector, it was tough because of lagging issues. We had to have the door open in the backyard in order for the signal to carry out into the backyard. So I decided to buy Eero mesh from Amazon, which is a wireless router system. It can also be used as an extender. So I bought it earlier this year on Amazon Prime Day, which in this year it was held in October instead of the summer. It's usually held in the summer. The Eero is a 3-pack router about the size of a cell phone. The setup was fairly easy. The first part is deciding where you want to put it, right? So there's 3 of them, so you got to decide where you're going to put it. Since at least one of them has to be attached to the router, I didn't want any long wires running around the house. I decided to put the first wireless router right next to the router, connecting it with an Ethernet cable. Next, I downloaded the Eero app from the App Store. Setting the app was easy. You have to pick out a new SSID, also known as your wireless name, for the Eero, then add a password. Then it recommends that you give it a name so where it's located. So, for example, if you have one in the basement, you put in the basement. One of the things that I noticed is that the default will have the devices that connect to the Eero in a different network. So, for example, most of us at home has an IP address of 192.168.1.x, and x representing a number between 0 and 255. The Eero put my device into a 192.168.58.x IP range. Since most of the devices were computers or laptops, and these devices needed to be able to connect to my printer, which was a network printer, I had to go into the advanced settings of the Eero app and change the DHCP NAT options to bridge instead of automatic. This caused all the IPs to be in the 192.168.1 range. Once you finish your setup, you're good to go. But before I continue, I just want to let you know that I have Verizon internet and I have 1 gigabit of internet. Now I put the other one of the other device in the basement and one upstairs. The difference in speed was very noticeable. In the living room, I'm getting about 346 meg download and 212 upload, which with the Eero, which was about the same that I was getting with the regular Verizon wireless. So pretty much in the living room, dining room area, I didn't see much difference. In the bedroom, I was getting 116 download and 31 megabytes upload with Verizon. Now with the Eero, I'm getting 294 download and 205 megabits upload. Big difference, especially if you want to see movies. In the basement, where I had the biggest problem, I was only getting 9 megabits download and 1 megabits upload with Verizon. Now, this is all wireless. And now with the Eero, I'm getting 342 megabytes download and 200 megabits upload, which is amazing. Right now, when we go downstairs and watch sports or watch a movie, we don't have any lagging issues that we used to have before, which made watching TV downstairs a little bit unbearable. Let me explain the way I have my whole setup. I have two 50-foot cables coming out of the Verizon router. One of them is going upstairs and the other one is going to the basement. Both are connected to a gigabit switch, and the Eero is connected to the switch via an Ethernet cable. So I don't just have the Eero sitting, upstairs or downstairs by itself. I have it connected to a gigabit switch. This is why I'm able to get a huge difference upstairs than in the basement. But it works. So it's more enjoyable. I don't have to worry. I was having issues upstairs also with watching, uh, you know, like Netflix or Hulu because it was coming off the wireless. And I was having issues there also. Again, if I leave the door open, it's fine. If I close the door, then there's an issue. The biggest test that I had was in the backyard, where we like to hang out there in the summer, right? We have a projector. We stick an Amazon Fire Stick in the projector, and we put up a screen in the backyard, and we like to watch movies or sports in the backyard. With the Verizon Wireless, it was zero point 0.1 megabits upload and almost no download speed. Now it works better in the back with the door open. Now, if I had the door open leading to the backyard, it worked a little better. But still, if you wanted to watch Netflix, I expect a lot of buffering. With the Eero, it jumped to 80 megabits upload and 40 download, which is enough to watch Netflix or anything else. Now, when I made this test, to be honest, I did it on a cold night. So I'm assuming, and it was raining too. I'm assuming on a clear summer day when the sun is out, I probably will get, it will probably go a little bit higher. But 80 megabits upload and 40 megabits download, you only really need 25 to watch Netflix. That's more than enough to be able to use it. Now I paid 185 on Prime Day, but the usual price is 249. Hopefully now during the holidays, maybe the price will go down even cheaper. I gave this product, if I had to give it a couple of stars, I would give it 4.5 stars. I took half a star away because I think it's a little pricey, but I've had it for 2 months and it works great. I haven't had not one issue with internet connectivity or my connections dropping. It works really, really well. If you have an opportunity to buy it, if you're having wireless issues, go ahead and buy it. But buy a gigabit switch. I think that's the key. And they only cost like $20. They're not that expensive. Just make sure you get a gigabit. Don't get a megabit. I had someone who bought a megabit and he also bought the Eero and his connection was really slow. And then when he asked me to take a look, first thing I saw was that he had a megabit switch, not a gigabit switch. So you need a gigabit switch in order, if you want to get a really nice connection there. All right, so that's going to be it. This is a short one. This is just for a product that if you wanted to buy someone for the holidays, this is the one. And they're like a tech person. I think this is one that they will like, especially again if you're having internet issues. So I want to thank everyone for listening. I want to wish everyone a safe holiday season. right? We need to stay safe, wear a mask, be nice to each other, and we'll see you all next year. I want to thank the following people: art by Sarah, music by Jacam. This has been a presentation of Little Chacha Productions.